As war talk with Iran spikes and carries close in, did Washington just accidentally tease its newest hypersonic ghost weapon to the world? Dark Eagle briefly surfaced in fresh Army photos, then vanished without a word, turning the Long Range Hypersonic Weapon into a digital ghost overnight. As Beijing fields DF-17s and Moscow touts Avangard, is Dark Eagle now America's quiet answer in the hypersonic arms race nobody wants to fall behind in? With US carriers and bombers massing near Iran, did this brief Dark Eagle glimpse hint at a future first strike tool for smashing hardened targets with seconds' notice? As deadlines and threats collide, does a suddenly visible hypersonic ghost weapon deepen fears that any conflict could open with an almost unstoppable first strike? The US Army briefly pushed out new official images of its long-range hypersonic weapon launchers, showing Dark Eagle hardware in unusually clear detail on public channels. Within just hours, those Dark Eagle photos disappeared from official feeds without explanation, leaving only reposts and downloads circulating in the open. The deleted shots showed trailer-launched LRHW units and support equipment laid out in what looked like a near-operational fielding configuration rather than a lab mock-up. Defense observers note that Dark Eagle sits at the top of the Army's long-range strike ladder, built to go after heavily defended targets far beyond traditional artillery reach. With war rhetoric between Washington and Tehran building steam, the quiet deletion has only fueled speculation that timing and messaging here were anything but accidental. Dark Eagle is the Army's long-range hypersonic weapon, a trailer-based strategic strike system built to move quickly and fire from dispersed locations. The weapon uses a hypersonic boost glide vehicle that can exceed Mach 5, closing distances in minutes rather than hours once launched. Instead of a simple ballistic arc, its glide vehicle flies a maneuverable path inside the atmosphere, changing course as it descends. Dark Eagle is designed for extreme long-distance precision strikes, reaching high-value targets deep inside heavily defended territory. The missile is fired from a mobile trailer platform, letting crews relocate launchers across a wide area to complicate enemy targeting. A powerful rocket booster accelerates the glide vehicle up to hypersonic speed before it separates and begins its controlled high-speed dive. Advanced navigation and targeting systems guide the glide body toward precise impact points, even against time-sensitive, moving targets. By relying on mobile launchers and shoot-and-scoot tactics, the system gains survivability and can avoid easy preemptive strikes. Its maneuvering, atmospheric flight makes detection and tracking far harder for existing air and missile defenses built for predictable arcs. In doctrine, Dark Eagle provides a rapid strike option against high-priority defended targets like radars, command centers, and missile fields. Lockheed Martin leads development of the hypersonic missile component, while the Army handles integration and fielding. US oversight data pegs the first fully equipped Dark Eagle battery at roughly $2.7 billion, reflecting the complexity of hypersonic technology. The Army has indicated that Dark Eagle batteries are already moving through fielding stages with real units, shifting the system from pure testing toward operational reality. The system has also appeared at multinational drills such as Talisman Sabre, where US and allied forces rehearse high-end warfighting and joint long-range strike scenarios. Reporting suggests its intended target set includes hardened radar sites, command posts, and missile batteries, the very nodes that anchor advanced air defense networks. Hypersonic speed, maneuver, and altitude flexibility together slash warning and reaction time for defenders, shrinking the window to move or hide critical assets once a launch is detected. Inside the Pentagon, Dark Eagle is widely seen as a direct answer to China's DF-17 and Russia's Avangard systems, meant to keep US strike options credible in a hypersonic age. All of this is unfolding just as US-Iran tensions spike, with senior officials openly weighing strike options against Iranian nuclear and missile infrastructure. Washington has already massed carriers, strike jets and bombers around Iran's periphery, turning Gulf waters and nearby bases into a dense launch pad. In any such planning, hypersonic systems like Dark Eagle offer a tool to hit hardened Iranian nodes with almost no warning, before traditional defenses can fully react. For leaders in Tehran, seeing Dark Eagle briefly surface online is a stark reminder that US first strike reach now includes weapons designed to outrun and outmaneuver their shields. And as deadlines, threats, and force buildups converge, this new ghost weapon sighting only adds fuel to an already volatile standoff, where any misstep could have hypersonic consequences.